Good morning, everyone. Here I am again with another segment from Behind the Wall. Before I begin, I just want to say thank you to all of those who are watching the videos. You're sharing them. And then some of you are leaving comments and you're saying, hey, I needed that. It helped me. And so I'm appreciative of your support. Uh, Again, if you like the video and you want to share it, feel free to do that. I always try to post on YouTube as well, just in case you want to share it with people who do not use Facebook. But I wanted to start there. But before I get into this new segment, I do want to kind of backtrack a little bit to my previous segment just to bring a little clarity to something that I said. In that segment, I talked about not allowing people to project their negative energies onto you because of who they are. But in there also, I talked about people assassinating your character. And in character assassination, sometimes people are saying things that are not true. But my thought was, what about when people are using things and saying things that are true to assassinate your character? For that happens too. Times when you maybe had to defend yourself or had to speak up for yourself. People can take those things that you actually did or said and turn them around to be negative. So I don't want you to internalize it as being who you are. That is not your character. Character are those distinctive behavioral things that you do that people can expect from you the majority of the time. Random isolated incidents where you said something or did something in cases to speak up or to defend, that is not your character. You probably were provoked or had a reason to do those things, just as I have in different instances in my life. So I don't want you to think and walk away with, hey, that is my character because I did that. No, that's not true. So don't receive that. Don't retaliate. I didn't say that in the first video, but you don't have to give people what they've given you. You speak the truth and do it in love and continue to be who you are. And so, with that having been said, let me go ahead and get into my new segment. You know, I don't like for these things to be too long, but in this new segment today, I'm just going to kind of sum it up. I had a conversation with a man who had experienced a situation that I felt that was somewhat traumatic and could be overwhelming. He told me about years ago when he gone back home to his home. He found his wife with another man in his home, and we kind of had a little conversation back and forth. And so my question, though, that brings me to today's segment to him was, what did you do? Did you get any therapy? That was a question. And he said, no. He said, what good was that going to do? And it just made me think, it's okay not to be okay, but it is not okay to stay that way. He had some residue. And I, just as we went on, he told me he had dated other women and always, I guess, a suspicious type spirit there, and just thinking, oh, it's going to pan out like the other situations. So obviously, he's not okay. And that is okay. And what I'm saying is, but it's not okay to stay that way. If we are going through things and we are not getting the proper help and seeking help, especially when we have our mind and our thoughts and we can behave and move as we need to. We're not as someone whose faculties in their mind is not totally stable. If you're able to get some help, then by all means do that. It is going to be good for you, good for your loved ones, good for relationships, your work life, all of those things. I myself have gone through therapy for work and for personal matters. So it's nothing wrong with that. I want to be okay for me. I want to interact with others and be okay for them and to do things that are wholesome and good for all of us. But I can't do that if I do not get the help that I need. So when these things come up, don't be ashamed or don't be hesitant to go get some assistance. There are people out here who have the tools and they have the information to give us tools to help us be better and to be stronger in our psyche, because that's important. There are a lot of things that people desire to do in their life. And if we're not stable, if we don't have that mental balance, then it's going to be kind of difficult to move about. I watched that young man and I listened to him, and I'm like, he still had some residue that needed to be dealt with. But because he didn't see a need, or he probably thinks, oh, I can counsel myself. Uh, it's good to seek wise counsel. There are some things that you can counsel yourself on, but traumatic experiences and things like that, or even when there isn't a traumatic experience, just dealing with your own thought processes and trying to keep those things straight, that can be difficult. And it may be necessary to talk to someone about those things. And just to share that, but the last little tidbit, and if you do seek help and others know about your seeking the help that you need, and they are trying to use that to make you think that you're off or something is wrong with you, or in these terms we use, off your rocker, don't let people project that on you and make you think that you're a bad person. You're not off your rocker, as people would say. You're trying to stay on your rocker so that you can do the things that you need to do, so that you can move freely and be good for yourself and be strong for your family, your friends, and your loved one. And if you know people, I will say this, because there are sometimes that people have developed patterns, and they've developed negative patterns because of not having gotten the help that they need. They do things, and they do them religiously. I mean, it's a habitual thing, and they are doing these things because of some things that have happened, maybe in their childhood, maybe as a young adult, maybe as an older person, because this man was probably almost 50, I think about a year or two behind me. So these things, and they linger and they linger. And every situation those people get into, because of unresolved issues, because of not getting the help that they need, they always tend to revert back to a pattern. They respond a certain way. People have abandonment issues. They have avoidance issues. Sometimes that stuff has come as a result of things that have happened in our lives where we have not gotten any help. And like I said, if your faculties are working properly, you know if you're all right. You may think you're all right, and avoid those people too who say that they're good, like nothing is wrong with them, but you keep seeing certain patterns coming up in their life. That is an indication that something is off with him or her, or if you're the one who's doing it, is something off. So be encouraged today. And if you need assistance, if you need somebody to talk to, our friends are wonderful. They can sit and they can listen, but sometimes we need somebody with some more professional help who can clinically help us and guide us along the way. So that was my little tidbit. It's okay not to be okay, but it is not okay to stay that way, especially with the resources that we have available. We know people, some of us have friends and family members who are in these areas who can help us and who can give us the encouragement and who can give us the tools, because that's all counseling is. I remember my friend Sandra telling me that counseling is only there to give you the tools you need so that you can be able to work through situations and be good for yourself. So anyway, that's all I have to say this morning about that. I hope I said something that will encourage you and that you can eat the meat and spit out the bones, as Bishop Jake says. Get what you can. If the whole roll may not be for you, but there may be a tidbit there or a little nugget there that you can nibble on and to encourage you throughout your day. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Love you.